Now we'd like to introduce you to tonight's Directors Mortgage Hometown Hero. Tonight's hero followed his heart to serve others by beginning an 8-year journey as a minister at the age of 19.
I don't know if you've ever had one of those moments where it feels like time stands still. It's like the sun has taken its beams and is shining directly on your heart. And if you're quiet, it's almost like you can hear angels singing in the background. I call those purpose moments. When the universe, God, whatever you believe, is inviting you into something. And it's asking you, what do you choose? Are you going to be the CEO of Buckle? Or will you answer to a higher calling, something that is purpose-driven, something that is heart-centered, that is more human in nature, in the pursuit, wherever it takes you? May 11th, 2009. I wish at times I could drill a hole in my head and drain all of the things I don't want to remember. I am my own worst enemy. I am striving to be what it is I want to be, which is a humble Christian man full of integrity. I want to be able to wake up every morning knowing that whatever I did the day before could be posted on the front page of the paper and have no embarrassment. I need to get up, shake myself off, and get back in the race. Tomorrow is a new day. Only you can decide the choices you will make. Tomorrow, I am dedicated to making good choices. The Chinese proverb says that every great journey starts with the first step.
Fast forward a couple of years, he found himself in Portland and the chairman of development for the Right Brain Initiative, as well as serving in board capacity with New Avenues for Youth.
As it feels right for you, I'll encourage you to end your current conversations because we are going to start a share back session. Okay, this is where the day gets really fun. This is my favorite part of the day, is hearing from all of you. As I mentioned, this is the sharing ball. I will warn you, whoever raises your hand first, I did play softball for 3 years, but they put me in right field, and we didn't have enough players on the team because I can't throw very well. I also can't catch very well.
February 19th, 2023. In nature, you see birds waiting for the sun to create upward heat spirals before taking flight. This allows them to preserve their energy. Once at certain altitudes, high flyers are able to make their way to jet streams, allowing them to fly with the wind. In other words, once these birds learned to trust the wind, they were able to fly with ease. This is my most recent lesson. Last week, I felt the warmth of the Spirit coaxing me. Come Friday, I had full clarity. The person I have emerged as has taken a lot of time reflecting in the mirror. Many times, it was painful to look, with truth as my blade. Carefully, I pruned the parts of me that grew without intention. Today, the wounds have healed. Finally, when I look in the mirror, I see an angel who has been set free.
This year, his heart has led him to start his own business, Modern Monk Consulting, where he works to unite people through their differences to focus on things that matter. Rip City is here with us tonight in Section 229. Please welcome.
Oh, hey friend. I didn't know you were stopping by. Sorry, I'm just getting ready to head out. But I'm actually glad you're here. You know, today I've had this thought going around my brain. I get into these spiral moments where I just keep on thinking about something, and I've been wanting to process it with someone. Do you think I could process it with you? Awesome, thank you. This concept that I'm thinking about, it's a human behavioral model called the elephant, the rider, and the path. The idea in this model is it represents 3 aspects of a human that we need in order to move forward in life. The rider, someone who's riding on top of an elephant, represents the intellectual self. The elephant represents the emotional self. And the path represents where we need people to go. The idea is this, that obviously we need to intellectually understand through training and data what needs to be done. We also need to know where we need to go in life. We always need to have a sense of direction. But the largest land mammal on earth is the elephant. If an elephant doesn't want to move, it's not going anywhere. So the question becomes, how do we appeal to the elephant? How do we appeal to the emotional self of humans? Think about yourself for a second. When you're held back from doing things, what's typically going on inside of you? Is it that you don't know where to get information to learn how to do it? Or is there an emotional component to it? I think about myself. Many times that situation has been largely fear that holds me back from the things that I want to do most. But there's other more complex emotional aspects of things. The trick is, how do we get our emotions aligned in a congruent way to the direction of where we're going? I was talking to my cousin a few months back actually, and I hadn't talked to him in 20 years. I found out that he's actually in the Air Force. And not just in the Air Force, he trains our special forces people in the Air Force. And when we started talking about these folks who go into some of the most dire situations in the world, these are the most highly skilled and trained folks who are literally dealing with life or death situations. And he said, let me tell you, Chad, what gets people out of life or death situations. Are you ready for this? This is some gold. He said, purpose, intrinsic motivation. When you are aligned to a greater sense of purpose in the world, you know what your sense of purpose is. You know where you're going, and you see how your current circumstances are working together to help you get to that next place. Then you stop looking at the world through the lens of fear, and you start looking at the world through the lens of love. And when we are able to have a sense of intrinsic motivation and a true sense of purpose, then at each part of our journey, we accept that journey as what it is, which is a lesson. And we search for the lesson in that moment that's taking us closer to our big P purpose. So when I think about the emotional aspect of a human and how we really get people to move forward, I want you to Google something. Google hungry elephant. Go on YouTube, hungry elephant. When an elephant is hungry, it will tear down a tree. Here's the trick though. When an elephant is enslaved, how do they get it to move forward? Carrots and sticks. There's a book called Drive. I actually have it somewhere in here. I'm not sure where it is right now. It's written by a man named Daniel Pink. He says that, a traditional way that we have been trained to develop humans is carrot and stick, just like animals. And yet, what he found in the largest social science study that has been done in decades is, in fact, the traditional way we've been taught to motivate humans is false. It's not through providing financial incentives or carrots, or it's not through punishing people. It's through unlocking their sense of purpose. What is your purpose? It's through providing them the tools and resources that they need in order to gain mastery. And then finally, autonomy. Get out of their way. Think about yourself for a second. Which of you likes somebody to have authority over your decision making in life? Most of us will agree that we prefer to make our own decisions, but then we have to ask ourselves, why don't we? It's called imposter syndrome often because we don't believe that we're qualified to make our own decisions. But that is a condition of how we have been raised in this world. There's a phrase called Taylorism. It's a paternalistic model that has been brought into our culture back in 1911. During this time, some guy with the last name Taylor, Google Taylorism, I don't remember all the details, I'm not an expert on Taylorism, but the easy to understand idea is this. The traditional way that we trained leaders was that they are authority figures who know better than other humans, so their job is to manage efficiency of humans. So what they consistently have done and been trained to do is to manage the efficiency of humans. And anytime someone is being inefficient, we have tried to provide incentives or punishments in order to get people engaged. But I want to ask you this. What would the world look like if instead of focusing on what was wrong with people, we focused on getting them aligned to their sense of purpose, help them understand how that sense of purpose fits into their circumstances today? We surround them with tools and other humans that help them achieve mastery in their position. All of us want to achieve mastery in what we're doing. We want to do something that we're excited to do, and when we know where we're going, then we get excited about the journey because we learn as we go. And then finally, we got to get out of people's way. If we can get out of people's way, what would that feel like for you? If someone got out of your way and just allowed you to blaze a trail in a way that is unique to you. Let's engage the elephant. Anyways, I gotta go. Thanks for taking a quick minute with me so I could process all of this out loud. And hey, remember, advice is like eating fish. You have to pick out the bones. Have a good day.